Hi everyone, I'm Linda from Banjo's Bead House, and firstly I want to say thank you so much for your purchase of the March 2026 Bead Inspiration Box. And this is what's in the box. So I'm going to give you a little sneak tease in case you haven't already explored it. If you have, I'm just going to give you a little bit more background as to what was in the box and how it wound up in the box this month. So you would have seen when we launched the box this wonderful little inspo pic, which I have on its side so you can see all of it because it doesn't fit under my Zoom camera. But this was a wonderfully moody beach. And for me, I'd rather have a moody beach experience than a tropical summer because I'm not a fan of the heat. But it was kind of fun doing this in the middle of Sydney summer, under all of that heat, to play with more of a moody color palette and closer to, my natural working vibe. But that aside, I had fun drawing inspiration from this. My first inclination for this was to go for Indian agate because in Indian agate, you get some really nice mixed colors. You can get from really light to dark gray to dark greens. You can get a little bit of gray. You can get a little bit of purple. You can get a little bit into the oranges, and you get some beads that have a mix of all of it. So it's really fun to play with because you can have fun experimenting with colors, with the mix. You can pull out some, you can leave out others. And it's a really great versatile stone in that regard, particularly when you're playing with the bead side of it. Cab side becomes a little bit challenging when you're trying to build a project around. But for the box, we went with the beads. So you guys don't have that particular challenge. The other color palette that I really got inspired by, which really came from this section of the graphic where you've got all this lovely texture and lines, was PowerShell because it's one of my favorites because it does have that lovely sea vibe in that it has that luminous shine and it has all of that texture from all of the line work within it. So I lent really into that with the PowerShell that is in the box this month. So that's where this picture drew inspiration to gather those two particular stones per se, stone and a shell, for this box for you guys this month. So I am going to tip you guys down and we will take a look at what was actually in the box. So this is the box as you would have received it in our lovely little plastic bag with your insert and your green organza this month because we have lots of green shades of beads. So I'm just going to debag it as we go. So you would have noticed again from our launch graphics, you've got the Shambhala bracelet, which is this month's project. We've got some Indian agate here, and we've got some PowerShell beads. And this was a little inspiration graphic to give you guys an idea of what you might be expecting in this box. So as always, you've got your complete little ingredients list. You've got your QR code, which will access the project videos and this video as well, because this one's only filmed for you guys. So yeah, a lot of the stuff in this box at the moment is box exclusive. I am looking at bringing the knotting cord onto range at some point in the future, and I'd love your thoughts on any of the other pieces that I should bring onto range as well. If not, they're just exclusive for you guys who manage to score one of these boxes. I think that's perfectly fine too. So, as we dive into the haul of everything that's in there, we're going to start looking with the Indian agate because that was the jumping off point for me for this box. And what you'll each find is one of these strands of these lovely, what are they? 8 by 12 nuggets. So each bead's kind of a little bit of its own unique shape, and you can really start to see there what I meant by the color spectrum. You do have this particular strand's got a lot more of the oranges, you've got lots of different shades of the green, you've got, some really lovely colored muted orange in there, and then you're starting to go into the whitey purpley tones. So you can really have fun with how you choose to orientate this and play around. I mean, you've even got into some like darky browny greens. So you really do get a lot of color variety, which is why I love playing with the Indian agate. You also got the 8 mil and a 6 mil in a strand. Now, these are all the shiny. I did not put any matte beads into this box, but you can also get matte Indian agate as well. But we've just got the 6 and the 8 as a standard. And you can see here you've got a lot more of that purpley tone, different shades of green. So even between those two, you've got lots of variety just within the color palette. So lots of fun, and that's why I love playing with them. So then something fun that I found was these PowerShell settings in stainless steel. So something really, really different that I hadn't seen before as I was digging for PowerShell. So we've got this lovely what are we, 17 by 43 millimeter rectangle piece. We've got a 23 millimeter round and a pair of 15 millimeter rounds as well. So some fun charm options for you guys to play with, or these two could be used easily as pendants. This you could pair with the stud that I'm about to show you as an easy e-hook option. So we'll just pop those guys back in the bag. So that one's all sealed up. And then, as I said, we've got these lovely 15 millimeter studs, again in 304 stainless steel, so great for anybody with an allergy like me. We have put the stainless steel backs in there, and you also have a pair of butterfly backs in, sorry, a pair of rubber backs in case you prefer those to the steel butterflies. If not, you've got a spare pair of foot backs. But yeah, simple jump ring to that 15 millimeter charm, and you've got a quick and easy stud, or you could easily design your own little piece and have some fun with that as your little stud top. The other one, and this is the piece that started me down the path of PowerShell. This is PowerShell set on a resin background, and every one of these is unique. You've got a mix of different shells. Sometimes you've got more of the lovely lined greeny side, and then you've gone into this reddy, pinky, orange strips as well, as you can see from the bag here. Each one of these has come out unique, and you've got 3 in your kit. Simple jump ring or a bail, easy to turn into a pair of earrings or a pendant. So lots of fun for you guys with that one. This one is a lovely glass cabochon. So this is an oval version of the same design of the round that is in the seed bead box. So if you think it looks familiar, slightly different patterning, of course, because you go into an oval shape instead of a round, but it is the same base design, but a glass cab version of it. So I've also given you guys a stainless steel setting, so you'll be able to glue that straight in, thread that through one of the necklaces that's provided, and you've got an instant easy necklace. As I said, you've got necklaces. So this time around, I've gone for an organza ribbon and wax cotton cord. They have got stainless steel settings on them. So these guys are a 45 centimeter finish, and these guys will be on range soon because I bought in lots of stock. So guys will be able to reorder these, but you've got 2 in your kit, so easy to make some pendants up straight away. Um, Back to the fun of beads. As I was digging and looking at PowerShell options, I came across these guys, which are also set in resin. You've got a 8 millimeter and a 10 millimeter bead with PowerShell chips in them. So a little bit of a different application. These could be fun as a simple little earring. You could have them as a hero in a bracelet. It's entirely up to you guys how you choose to use them. I'd love to see what you all come up with. And then lastly, in the bead side, I found these rainbow shell beads that came up, and they're really, really funky and different. They've got a lovely color to them. Looking forward to seeing what everybody comes up with these. I've got a couple of ideas for the couple of spares that are left. These are a 6 and an 8 mil, whereas these guys are an 8 and a 10. So a little bit of different sizes. You could mix and match and have a bit of fun. But again, looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with. The last thing that is in the box is some Chinese knotting cord. This will be coming onto range because of, my tester has already requested it because she's fallen in love with Shambhala bracelets now. So we will be bringing this onto range soon. But you've got 3 different sizes in here. You've got a 0.8 mil, a 1 mil, and a 1.5. So with the 1.5, I tend to use that when I'm working with size 8 beads and above in the macrame project. And the 1 mil I tend to use when I'm working with 6 mil and under beads doing the knotting. And the 0.8 just runs through the middle as your center core, as you'll see in the video. The other thing that was the optional extra this month, which many of you took up, was a deal on a mini macrame board. This is what you will need to actually make your Shambhala bracelet. But if you didn't take up the offer and you don't have one at home, that's totally fine. I gave you guys details on how you could use a clipboard and some bulldog clips. If you don't have a clipboard, any sturdy board and some bulldog clips, just to help secure that cord. So I've shown you how you can use those, but I've demoed everything on my very trusty macrame board. And that leads us to the project of the month, which is the Shambhala macrame bracelet, which is why you've got the macrame board. So this is using the 1.5 on the outside. It's got the 8mm bead running through, and then I finished it off with size 6mm beads on my edge, and it's the zero point 0.8 cord running through. So as I said, this part I would change to the 1mm if I was working with the size 6 beads, because you don't really want to overwhelm that smaller bead with a really, really thick cord. I love the versatility of these. They are universal fit, provided you make it big enough to get over somebody's hand. It's then easy to pull and tighten, so it's very accessibility friendly. And they're also a great unisex product. It's fun to play with and to customize these into people's different birthstones, different colorways. You can see here I had fun mixing up the different colors within the agate strand that I was working with. Kept it very much within the color palette of the month, although that one's probably a little bit more orangey tone. But it's a lot of fun. It's a great, simple, easy way to use up leftover beads, or make a focal piece for someone. And it's a quick, easy little project. And square knots are just a fun way to go. And it's great to know how to do this little closure so that you've got an alternative to always having to put a metal clasp onto a bracelet or always making an elastic. So this gives you guys some more fun and some more opportunities to play. And that is everything that is in the March 2026 bead inspiration box. Again, thank you so much for your purchase of the box. I hope you have a lot of fun playing with all of its contents and creating all sorts of different Shambhala bracelets and different pieces. And as always, I would love it if you either tag us on Facebook or Instagram, or you drop the photos to me. I'm and happy for me to share. I'll share them on the Banjos Facebook and Instagram. You can also join the Banjos Bead House Inspiration Group, drop some photos in there and ask for comments and feedbacks from your fellow beaders and myself as well. Um, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next What's in the Box. Have fun creating with this one. Bye for now.